Good evening.
Good evening, all.
I hope everybody's well. Paul, how are you?
I'm not too bad, Ian. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. How's your week been?
Busy, but good. Yeah. A
Well,
lot of things
keeps you out of
happening in
trouble,
the
doesn't it?
world of Doctor Who this week's been very busy for that as well, hasn't it?
It's been a bit of a busy week, hasn't it? Yeah, just don't know where to start, really. You generally keep me straight on that one. But yes,
Have you been
it's
busy
been a
this week
very
yourself?
yeah, it's been a fairly busy week. Yeah, quite a lot going on. But it's Sunday now, so just relax for a little bit, and then it all starts again tomorrow, doesn't it?
Yeah. Evening, Stephen.
Oh, lovely. That was a fantastic Dalek picture there, wasn't it?
That was great.
His latest drawing. Yeah, it looked like it was from Mission to the Unknown.
I think it was. Yeah.
That one. Yeah.
I always like Stephen's artwork, and it's very lovely little icons he has of the pictures in his screen name. It's wonderful, really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Stephen's drawings would lend themselves very well to one of those little desktop calendars, 1 day per page. Those little square ones.
What I think they're reminiscent of, they remind me of the Target illustrations a little bit, which I really like, which is really nice. So,
yeah. There we go. Look at that. I mean, that's
lovely. Is that master plan? Is that master plan? Is it? I think. Yeah. So is that the shot with the Dalek looking down at Brian Cant, who says "play away," then runs away, and Dalek master plan. Yeah. So, yes.
Wonderful thing. Yeah, Stephen, consider a little desktop calendar. Would probably go down really quite well. Oh dear. So we have already got a lot of people in the house. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Notice that we've seen some more subscriptions as well, which is fantastic as well. Thank you very much for that. And please remember to like, share, subscribe, ring the little bell, or tick the little bell, or the thumb up, or whatever the hell it is. Tick it so you know when we're going live, because we do also have some fish-related content coming up, don't we? Don't we, Paul?
Yeah. Can you smell fish? Yeah, you can. Yeah, I think Kirsty's been drinking. She said, "Who's that small boy on the screen?" I think she's referring to the fact that I've had a bit of a shave. Perhaps I don't know, because I look about 12 now because I've shaved. Clearly, yeah. She's got Specsavers, Kirsty. Yeah. So
you don't have that beard now that you've been strategically shaved, have you? No.
Exactly. Yes. I'm more like a kiwi fruit now. Yeah. So anyway, anyway, we're digressing now. We'll get to trouble from Uncle Sydney. So okay. So
as if we digress. Normally, we don't do that at all.
We don't. So let's start. There's a packed program, a lot to get through, and one of the things I will talk about first, and a bit of a positive note, is Character Options have released the Wrath Warrior figures from the Star Beast, which look absolutely wonderful. Again, they've done us proud with these fantastic figures, and they look great, really good, really detailed.
They do look fantastic, and if they were, I don't know, if they were sort of like standalone and we hadn't had the Star Beast on TV, then I would probably be getting at these, because they were a fantastic comic strip thing in the late 80s, in the early 80s, weren't they?
Yeah,
they were absolutely fantastic. I mean, it introduced, the character who was a running companion for a while, Sharon, who was quietly dropped from the TV thing because they wanted to fit in an agenda. It obviously featured the Fourth Doctor. They need to be.
You're right. You need to be with the Fourth Doctor, definitely, without a doubt. Yeah.
And because it just had that horrific interpretation on screen, I've got to be honest. I won't be purchasing. I've got to be honest. I won't be purchasing.
I kind of feel the same, because that comic strip, for Doctor Who fans of a certain vintage like us, it was a great comic strip, and we all adored it, and it didn't get done justice at all on TV, which is a real shame. The actual monster, that the Wrath Warriors and the Meep, were done brilliantly. They look superb. So Neil Gaughton, fantastic stuff. But the actual story leaves a lot to be desired, sadly, which is a real shame, isn't it? And it's too late as well. It's like, why did they not bring them out when the show came out? It seems really odd timing for it. Anyway,
that to do it at the right time would suggest proper planning, and they don't have any of that. But I mean, a colleague of mine at work saw a couple of Doctor Who related things out on their travels the previous week, and they bought them for me, which was really kind. And it was the American version of the early comic strips. So there was this one, which was bit of the Time Witch. But then the other one they got was the final part of the Star Beast. And you can see you had the meeples going around in this very long, almost Martian tripod style thing.
Yes.
And we lost all of that because, who wants any of that when you've got agenda to get through? Gender is
those covers of American comics are wonderful. I did see one other day there that someone put up on Facebook in relation to this coming out, character options, and it's the shot with the two Wrath Warriors. There's the Doctor, K9 and Sharon. They are standing in the middle, surrounded by the Wrath Warriors. It's a lovely piece of artwork, absolutely gorgeous.
Absolutely, it is. And one of the big plot points at the start was the Doctor initially landed on the Wrath Warrior spaceship, didn't he? And they captured him. And they whacked K9. I think they cut K9's head off, and he was put back together by the Doctor later on, but he started meowing like a cat. And the Wrath Warriors operated on the Doctor and put a bomb in his stomach.
A bomb in him, yeah, that's right, yeah.
And they were going to detonate, and he nicked some lead off Mrs. Higgins' roof and wrapped it around himself so the detonate signal didn't go off, didn't he? That was
ingenious stuff. It was brilliant, yeah.
It was. But there you go.
I know we're not reviewing the Star Beast, but there's a bit in the Star Beast TV version. They've got the taxi cab that they have, and they drive the Meep around. In the comic, you've got the double-decker bus.
Yeah,
they jump on to get away from the Wrath Warriors, and that is so iconically British. I know the black cabs are as well, but I think the bus is more iconically British for like an international audience. You know what I mean? So
with the bloke in the seat, the seat, I think he had a newspaper going, "Please don't sit next to me. Please don't sit next to me. Please don't." And they did. It was just. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Digby Strawbridge, Digby, thank you so much. That's extremely kind of you. The digressions are often my favourite part. It's happier than discussing the current state of Doctor Who. Well, I mean that's validation for our tangent sample.
Exactly. Yeah. So we don't do it. Do we have carte blanche, Uncle Sydney? I can see a tumblebee going past now. Okay,
we'll probably end up getting a slap later, won't we? So we'll have to watch it. But thank you for that, Digby. But yeah, I won't be purchasing those at all, really. And it seems, looking at Legion of James, that we're not the only ones, because that TV bile. Yeah, it was such a shame. If they'd done the Star Beast properly and done it in 3 parts, so we'd have been saved the other 2 lumps of turgid crap, then it might go without the messaging as well. But I don't think RTD is able to do that, is he? Really?
No, it's a shame. It is a wasted opportunity. When I saw originally the Star Beast images of the Meep and stuff like that, I was like, "Oh, fantastic! This is going to be wonderful." And how wrong I was. Anyway, so
but we won't fall for that again, will we?
Well, I'm trying not to. But it's easy to get your hopes up and then have them dashed at the 11th hour, isn't it? Which is quite sad.
Yeah. But again, it was just another ripping off of somebody else's work at the end of the day, wasn't it? And doing it not very well, which might be a theme later on in a few days, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean, but something about fish, but we'll get to that shortly. But,
something about fish, isn't it? Yeah.
Now, talking of slightly fishy things, and this is a lovely tangent here. You were talking about in the green room about conventions and people with a sort of convention-y costs being very expensive, and this is hugely fishy and completely undeserved. Is the fact that Shooty and Millie and Verida are charging, is it 180 quid, 181 quid per is it for a? Can I just sit and see what it says on there? So is that for a selfie and an autograph, or 2 separate things? That's incredible.
I don't know. I mean, perhaps some of it's for counselling afterwards. I really, really, really don't know. I mean, I would expect them to pay me just to go and see them and maybe poke them with a stick. I certainly wouldn't want photographs with them. But yeah, I wouldn't pay a penny. Quite frankly, its value is 0. The value of that is zero. It's nothing to do with
I've seen
Doctor Who.
Shooty's autograph actually on something, and it looks like it's written by a child. He's not got like a decent signature like Tom or Paul McGann or something like that. It's just kind of, it's a bit kind of, a bit meh, So it could easily forged probably if you want to sell one to someone and then try and sell it to someone. No one will buy it, to be fair. So you could be writing many forgeries, allegedly, and no one would care. So
Yeah, that's it. You know what? Personal opinions to one side. In the current climate and all the financial struggles that people are having,
yeah,
I think that's obscene. Although, to be fair, the kind of far left potatoes that probably liked Shooty probably on benefits anyway, so they're going to get a load more money regardless, so they can probably afford it. I know as a working individual, if I wanted to, I couldn't, but then I work and earn a living, so I don't know. But that's not, no, I wouldn't do it.
That's interesting. Someone just said in the chat there that's for all three together. I thought it was individually, which I don't know if that's any better. And they could make it more attractive if it was $179.99. That would have maybe drawn me in, but it's out of my price range.
Maybe if it was for Paul McGann.
It was Paul McGann, I would pay that twice. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because you love that. I like him.
Yeah.
He's good. He's good.
Have you met him?
Well, just once. Yeah. So I went to. I'm not telling you that. I'm not telling you that. Okay.
You might have let it slip occasionally on one of our many tangents. You may have let it slip, but that's horrendous. That's horrendous for every single reason I can think of. Just not worth it at all.
Yeah,
I won't be taking that one up either. I
was talking to a doctor friend of mine. He was staying at the weekend. He's looking after the dog for us on Friday, and he stayed the night on Friday night with a bit of a blather and catch up. And not seen him for a while, and we're just talking about the days, and we've talked about together collectively on the channel about when you used to go to conventions and it was free. Okay, you bought your ticket for the convention, but you didn't have to pay exorbitant amounts to meet John Pertwee or Tom Baker or whoever. You actually got that, and it was a bit more intimate as well. You could meet them in the bar and stuff like that, and it was all a bit more chilled. But now it's all organised to death, and it's so expensive. It's taken a lot of the fun out of it, to be fair, hasn't it?
I think that's where events like the one I went to in October, Who Won the Wirral, was doing it the right way, really, because there was certain autographs you got, decent autographs that you got for free as part of your admission, and then additional ones you could pay for. Yeah. But it was as I said at the time, exceptionally well planned, exceptionally well run, and exceptionally good value for money. Unlike this, you could have come away with the likes of Philip Hinchcliffe, for example, and Brian Croucher for a fraction of what those three non-entities are demanding, 181 quid. You've just got to shop around, basically. There's value to be had out there, definitely.
Well, like you say, it's illusion of grandeur, really. It's like, this is not going to last. Maybe, Shooty, he's still doing bits and pieces, and we're going to touch on it later. He got an award for an audio thing as well, and so he's still getting work, which I can't understand why, but he is.
But it's not Hollywood film work, is it?
No, it's not. It's not. It's not the catapulting career expected to get from Doctor Who, if that's what you thought. As a stepping stone to be going to Hollywood. I mean, he got a tiny part in Barbie. He's in the remake of War of the Roses, playing a gay character. Which must be a
what a shock! He's really diversifying in his roles, isn't he?
He is definitely. Yeah, he's really stretching his versatility.
And having seen War of the Roses, it's a very eminently forgettable part.
I believe he watched it and got a bit of a shock because he didn't know he was in it. That must have been quite a. Did you have to have smelling salts at some point during the movie?
My infinitely better half wanted to see it, so we saw it, and I saw the name came up, and I just looked horror struck. She's like, what? I said, Shooty Gatwa, and she was profusely apologetic, but I'll make her pay in time.
You get forced to watch classic Doctor Who. That's what you need to do. That's my yeah, as a punishment.
She wouldn't mind that. To be fair, if I said, "Here, watch some Jodie," I'd get a thick ear probably, but then I wouldn't tell her to watch Jodie, so there we are.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Last time his autograph was 125 quid and the photo was 95. Now they're both 65. It's almost though he's not as popular as he once was. Absolutely right, Jethrick. Absolutely
Was he ever
right.
popular? That's the thing. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. A legend in his own mind, and certainly no further than
his
that.
own
Paul.
lunchtime, yes, definitely, yeah. So.
Yes. Yeah. Even Dick Turpin would be shocked at those amounts. A very good slip.
It's a bit like highway robbery, definitely, without a doubt. Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, continuing the Shooty theme, unfortunately, Shooty was up for an award recently, an audio award. Is the Speakies, I think it was called.
Okay.
And he did have an award there. I think David Tennant got one as well. There we go. He's got his award there for the Speakies, which is an audio. It must be an audio book recording. So he's reading the book and then playing some of the characters, or is it a mixture of that and perhaps radio drama as well, a bit a la Big Finish, I think.
Is he reading it and playing the characters as long as all the characters are gay black men?
Well, he did do The Great Gatsby, so I don't think there could be a few in there, but not too obvious ones, I'd imagine. But apparently he got the award for best performance in one of them, and or best actor, best narrator, whatever, because he did a great performance of F. Scott Fitzgerald. So I mean, really, it's like incredible, really.
I don't know, that smug look on his face, you just want to wipe it off, don't you? Yes, Dumgo, I completely agree. And I've got to just refer back to a previous comment by Siegel 6819, picking up on what you said, Paul. He had a tiny part in Barbie. Snigger, snigger, snigger.
Yeah.
It's very childish, isn't it? But also very, very amusing, I've got to be honest.
So he got this award. He got this award, and I think Tennant was there as well, and he got an award for something. So they're all coming out in their thousands to pick an award. And what on earth is David Tennant wearing there? I mean,
I don't know, but notice they're joined at the groin again, aren't they? You know, that's obviously becoming a thing.
Reversing the bi regeneration, hopefully that'd be quite good. I just forgot that.
Yeah, just leave it at bi, because looking at that photo, I could well believe it. Tennant always tries to make a thing about his Scottish roots, doesn't he? And no disrespect.
Maybe a tartan suit, is it?
Yeah, it looks it. I mean, no disrespect, because obviously you are of the Scottish ilk, sir. But I'm know
half Irish, just trying to.
But I know you're Scottish. I know you're proud of your Scottish heritage and everything else. But you don't have to drive it home every week by turning up in a tartan Who's Views top, do you? You know, whereas Tennant.
Well, today's St Andrew's Day as well, so I should be. To be fair,
No, shame on you.
I know, so I should wear some kind of tartan, but I'm not that fussed, to be fair. But interesting in the picture, though, David Tennant looks like he's wearing one of Shooty's casts off, to be fair, because Shooty's quite, how can I put it, quite well dressed in that lovely sort of tuxedo dinner jacket.
It's a decent jacket,
quite subtle by his standards, whereas David Tennant's upstaging him with something that's a bit gross, a bit tacky, to be fair.
Although I think with Gatwa, if you're gonna button your collar up, you either want a tie or a bow tie or something, don't you?
Well, he looks like a wee boy going to a birthday party, doesn't he? When you do that, it's really weird.
Yeah, nauseating all the same. And Tennant's just ruined any stock he had, hasn't he? Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. His star is no longer shining. Let's put it that way. But never mind. Ugh.
I agree. The suit is a bit loud, definitely. Yeah.
1970s Oxfam chic. Very good Woodhouse 122. Absolutely.
I don't think Oxfam would touch that suit with a barge pole, to be honest. If they've any taste. Yeah.
Tennant is wearing my school skirt, and Gatwa is probably just wearing a skirt. Let's be right.
Well, you can't see his legs, can you? So to be fair,
no. Thankfully. Oh dear, take us away from that, Paul. Take us away from that.
Well, just to quickly wrap up then with that particular story, that it was actually an award ceremony for the Speakies, and I think Georgia was there as well, picking up some award or something nearby, whatever. So they're all being dressed in their finery. I saw a photograph of Georgia wearing this gold dress. She looked like she was oven ready. It looked a bit weird. It was just a bit odd. Yeah.
They just get awards for turning up, don't they? Let's turn up to these awards. We'll give you an award for arriving. and they'll turn up at the opening of an envelope, won't they?
But I think David Tennant must be appearing at the Lyceum. Is it tomorrow or Tuesday? I think it's second. I think it was. So he's here. He's here in my hometown. Unfortunately.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. That'll drive the rateable value down, won't it?
It will. I'll have to move to a cheaper area, I think, after that. Yeah. So.
Dear, oh dear. Never mind. Nothing for us, is it? Nothing for the fans of the classic series, like what we do.
Although there is we've got to look forward to. I don't know if it's I look forward to or not. Is the edited version of the Sea Devils, which is probably going to be murdered, unfortunately. Yeah. That's which is a week tonight, I believe, and that's when the fishy thing's coming to join us into the real world. And they have actually been many interviews with cast members and things like that promoting the fishy thing, which we'll come to later. But have you seen the thing about Russell? He was interviewed on the red carpet discussing the upcoming Doctor Who Christmas special for 2026. One interviewer cornered him at the press screening and talked to him about the upcoming Christmas special, and he said he's not started writing it yet. So all those fan theories of McGann being in it, etc., can all go by the wayside because he's not written out anything of it so far. Although he's not got it on paper yet, it's all in his head. God help us. So.
Now, this is interesting, isn't it? Because he has been reported on this channel, or we have discussed on this channel previously, probably best part of a year ago, his comments when he originally thought Gatwa was going to get a third season and there was going to be additional specials and things like that. Were these not fully scripted already and the following season all planned out and mapped out already?
Yeah.
Because we did report on that and discuss it, didn't we?
We did, yeah. And so, in a kind of logical order, then you think the Christmas special for 2025 would be pretty much what we'll get for 2026, really, to be honest, or a version of it with a few bits tied up, if he's going to tie up at all, which I don't think it will. I think it will just be a continuation of what horrible stuff we got last season, you know.
Well, I mean, he's written himself into a corner, hasn't he, with introducing Billie Piper as God knows what. So if he's hoping for a new series, it clearly isn't going to be her. So, and it clearly shouldn't be him. But it'll be interesting to see what he intends to do. He might try and make it a standalone story. We've discussed possible appearances by Tennant's version of the Doctor, but didn't he say that version was dead?
Yeah, he'd said it off camera, so not in the canon, but just as a comment, because he got really annoyed that fans kept saying, if Shooty's not around, like he was Dr. Light, why doesn't the Tennant Doctor, the new Tennant Doctor, come in and save the day? Because that's what you would do, wouldn't you? Because you can't get 15, let's get 14 instead. You know, it makes no sense, you know? Because he said he was going to retire in the giggle, but he hadn't retired. He kept travelling away with Mel and with... what's his name and all that kind of stuff, and you know what I mean, so he hasn't retired at all, so he was around, traveling around, having adventures, so why couldn't just come and help out in the narrative? Who knows, you know?
Well,
no logic to the script, no imagination, no idea at all what he's written.
Well, there was no logic to any of it, really, was there? I mean, a second TARDIS smacking out of the first TARDIS as a result of being hit by a magical hammer. How ridiculous.
There's one thing I noticed about that before you want to continue with this article here. In the giggle, I noticed, because I was on YouTube the other day and flicking some clips, and I saw a bit from the giggle. So I watched a little bit of it again, just to it was that scene where he hits it with a hammer, and the TARDIS that comes from the original, and the new one is what Shooty travels in, and Tennant goes in the original. Now, I don't know if that was deliberate or not, but if it is, they've really thought about that to get rid of... There must be something coming to get them back together again in some way, hopefully, maybe. That's me hoping against hope that the logical and being sensible will take hold and he'll reverse everything, but he won't. He won't. But
no, you just got to wonder what the BBC are thinking, really, and the answer is probably nothing. The fact that you would take a hugely popular franchise, run it into the ground with Chibnall, and then allow RTD to come back and desecrate its corpse, to push its ratings down to almost into the 1 millions, and then end it and see your partnership with Disney come to nothing and be a dismal failure, and Disney walk away, and you think the best thing is to immediately keep that man that's ruined it, bring him back and give him more to do. That's an incredible act of self-harm, really, I would have thought. Russell T. Davis says he's got the grand return of Doctor Who already figured out. Now that the BBC has confirmed the show's not so immediate future, the series' current showrunner, we hate that word, is already making moves. Yeah, well, he's already making moves, isn't he? I know exactly what happens in it.
Moves, Ian.
Yeah. I know exactly what's happening in it. Don't worry about that. We're not worried, Russell. We think you're an idiot. Russell T. Davis recently teased Radio Times of how plans for Doctor Who's lengthy return are currently going. We've gone from him not knowing things to knowing things, which, while slight, is an important and fundamental step towards actually getting new Doctor Who. And likely so are plans for its future beyond it. After all, we still don't know if Davis will continue to showrun the series after the 2026 special, or just when and how the BBC will shepherd Doctor Who back to screens. We still don't know who's currently playing the Doctor right now, given the wild mess of the shock twist regeneration of Ncuti Gatwa into Billy Piper at the end of the reality war, and who will be playing them going forward. The wild mess. It's interesting Radio Times describing it that way, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's perhaps the most Doctor Who fans can expect more than a year out from the show's return, given they already disparate UK and international releases of the last part of the Disney deal, the aforementioned Sea Devils spin-off, The War Between the Sand and the We. It's clear that how the BBC and Disney parted ways was as messy as how the deal progressed in the first place. Plans to get Doctor Who back on screen in any form are likely still in their early stages. Yeah. He can't have anything to do with it. And it needs a longer break than that. But the BBC obviously don't want to do that, do they? Really? Which is a disturbing thing, really.
Well, the idea of not being worried about it is like, I'm sorry, you've ruined it. You had 2 seasons, you had 20 episodes or whatever it was to do new Doctor Who, and most of them were crap. In fact, all of them were crap, to be fair.
Yeah, not wrong. Marie UK, WTF. Thank you so much. There's loads of early interviews of Tennant being asked about his Scottish roots, and he said, I don't really think about it. He's just going along with a popular thing of bashing the British. Absolutely. Can't agree more with that, Marie. And Mark Greaves, 9356, thank you to you too, sir. Guys, RTD's So Arrogant Christmas special will have the Doctor regenerate into him. Love to JT and everyone here. Thank you. Love back to you, Mark. He does come across as a very arrogant man, doesn't he? He really does.
Yeah.
Very thin-skinned, arrogant man, though.
Oh, yeah. Although, having seen him in some of the interviews for the sort of press thing for the fishy thing, he's putting on a brave face at the moment until this comes out, and we'll see what happens with that. Because if this, which probably will, if the fishy thing goes down the pan, which is quite appropriate, is
fried fish.
Yeah, another kind of nail in the coffin for his writing potentially. So fingers crossed.
Well, when you say writing, it's in the loosest possible sense, of course.
Yes.
It's derivative at best, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Artie makes me cringe every time I think of the man. I try not to. Yeah. Not for me. Again, I'm saying that a lot tonight.
Yeah. I mean, I think the upcoming Christmas special in 2026, I'm not holding my breath. I've been burnt before. And when we was going to coming back originally, we all thought, yes, it'll be fantastic. And then it turned out not to be. So this is just going to be an extension, like we said, of the last 2 years, which is really sad. And
I don't think anybody is going to really believe anything he says anymore.
Yeah.
like you say, once bitten, twice shy, and he's bitten us multiple times, hasn't he? And he's had a lot of goodwill, and he's burnt through all his goodwill. I don't think he's got any left on account, really. I can't see anybody believing a word he says. I certainly don't. And I think the best thing for Doctor Who is a lengthy rest and then retconning and just ignoring everything from 2005 and just treating it as something new without reference to any of it.
It needs to be missed again in the same way it was in 2005 because people don't want to watch it. You know, the not wees don't watch it. The wees don't watch it either. So it's kind of there's no audience for it anymore.
And yet the classic series remains popular.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just look at the DVD box set sales and everything else. It remains popular, which is why they keep leeching on it for stuff like the fish thing.
Yeah,
you know, God forbid they invent something of their own. God forbid. Yeah, I don't know. Jason G W2N wouldn't be surprised if RTD played a blinder with the Billy thing, as weak woke BBC cornered to getting Bad Wolf under contract to 28-29, back to right again and hold BBC ransom in an honour deal. Possibly, I don't know. I think the BBC need to be very careful. They are incredibly stupid with some of these people, and they end up in compromising situations. Woodhouse 122. I can't see any further. Who after the Christmas special next year, no matter what the Beeb wants. Well, if they did a Christmas special next year in 2026, they'd have had to film an entirely new series actually in 2026, wouldn't they? For it to start in early 2027. Yeah. I
think we'll find out, you know, because there's been lots of leaks of filming and stuff for the Christmas special. And then if they do get another person to play the Doctor, which I doubt they will, but if they were to, you'd find all that out in the filming. There'll be somebody popping up, like the person who popped up in the TARDIS fairly recently. If you saw that video, did you see that video with who's that man camping about in the TARDIS? Who was that? Yeah. So did you remember? Did you see that?
That young weirdo. I don't know who the hell it was. I saw it, but I haven't a clue who it was. Do you know? I mean, I genuinely don't know.
No, I do. He's a friend of Russell's, I believe. I can't remember. I think he's a model, but
I think
they're friends. And it was his birthday, I believe, and he that's him there, and he got to be going around the TARDIS for his birthday. Got a little video done, which was scored by Murray, I believe, and everyone panicked and thought he was the new Doctor.
Oh dear!
You know, it's like really, if he's the real the new Doctor, then you've completely lost me completely now. You know, if he's the new Doctor, can we just go and have a different ethnicity version of Shooty, which is unfortunate if that was the case. Oliver Cole, thank you, Uncle Sidney.
Oliver Cole, right? Do we know what Oliver Cole does?
I think he's a model. A model. He's probably a model and an aspiring actor.
Just like Shooty was.
Yeah.
Was. Yes. So, do you think RTD is going to try? I mean, look at that picture on the left. That one there. Yeah. You can just see RTD is just. Oh, I'm an aging 60+ something decrepit buffoon, and I'm standing next to a young man. It just seems a little bit seedy to me. Very similar of the first photos of him with Gatwa holding his hand up to his face and things like that. You know, it just, and that middle one is that in a nightclub? What's that all about?
I think it may have been there. Yeah, it could be a nightclub. I can't see
right. Honestly, I mean, RTD
it was Oliver's birthday.
At the age.
For the doubt, it was his birthday. To be fair,
how old is RTD though? Is he 64, 63?
85? Like I don't know, but
but he is approaching.
I'm making 85 because I don't want to be
he?
Decrepit at 60. Ian, okay, I'm just.
I don't know. It's just it just feels a little bit creepy to me, you know. And I'm not making, you know, I'm not claiming anything. I'm not saying anything or anything else. But it has a Philip Schofield vibe to it, really, and it feels very uncomfortable.
Allegedly,
yeah. But to me personally, it feels a
It
little
doesn't
bit
feel
like
right.
that.
Doesn't
So
feel right.
I'm not saying it is. I'm saying
Yeah.
personally it feels. I'm not making any accusations or casting aspersions or anything like that. But yes, let's tag the word allegedly as well.
Yeah.
But I'm not alleging anything. But personally, it feels just a little bit like that.
I'm just covering for the Who's Views lawyers, Ian. Just
No, absolutely, and very wise too. Very wise. Mark Greaves, 9356. Thank you again, sir. I've had longer bowel movements than RTD's script read-throughs, and most of his scripts are effectively like a bowel movement, I think.
Well, they're not. I think if they're a first draft, they're lucky to be a first draft because it's like they never get rewritten or changed because obviously they're perfect when they come out.
Well, that's right. And as he's already said, nobody ever dare argue with him. So he just writes it and it's perfect in draft one, isn't it? Yeah. Really? Or it's just draft because it doesn't need a number, does it?
Well, that's it. I mean, I think Chibnall did the exact same thing. Some of his episodes, a lot of episodes appeared like it was a first draft. It was just like, this needs work.
Yeah.
A lot of work, but they didn't have time to do it. Yeah.
So Oliver Cole is known for Better Man 2024, It's a Date 2013, and The Secret Life of Us 2001. Was he a fetus in that?
He must have been. Yeah.
Dear
so
God,
he's an
what did
actor
he
as well as a model. Okay. All right. Okay.
Right. Well, he can't have been doing much acting in 2001. Probably just in a pram somewhere, blurbing or whatever, or having a change. I don't know. I don't know how old he is, but yeah.
I've never heard of him until we discussed the article and saw him in the TARDIS. That's all I know him from. I had no idea who he was, and I just hope they're not considering an actor like him to be the next Doctor if that's what they're planning, because that is just an extension of Shooty. It really is,
Yeah.
And we've done that, and it didn't work. So let's move on. Okay. Let's have a character actor playing the Doctor who's actually a good actor. That'd be good. Yeah.
So let's expect to see him then.
Probably, yeah.
Casting announcement soon. Craig Dunlop 3000. Thank you very much, Craig. Thank you. Einstein said, insanity is repeating the same experiment and expecting a different result. He did indeed. Giving RTD another Doctor Who story is a fine example of this. Couldn't agree more. Really.
Yeah.
It is, doing the same thing and expecting a different result is the height of stupidity. It could be the BBC's new motto, really, couldn't it? Never mind inform and educate and all that kind of tosh. That's long gone. Gone. They're not.
The BBC are very good at making mistakes and then rewarding people for those mistakes.
And then trying to cover up said mistakes.
Yes. Yeah.
And charge the British public for the privilege as well.
Yeah. So that happened for Oliver's birthday, which was interesting. So he had a better birthday than Doctor Who had, because there was nothing for Doctor Who Day last week. Let's be honest. Doctor Who had a rotten 62nd birthday. That was awful.
It did, but then it had a rotten 60th as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
But right, oh dear. God,
now, we're going to have to touch on this, Ian, about classic.
I don't want to touch on any of them, mister. I really don't. I mean,
well, not even the barge pool. But this is an article regarding the Sea Devils screening of the edited version with the new special not special effects, new sound effects and music on it. And what I found interesting about this is in the interview for the fishy thing, Russell said, "Well, do Malcolm Hulk proud." I don't believe that for a minute.
I don't believe that for a minute either. Yeah. No, and I don't know about a barge pole, mate. A cattle prod, then maybe I would be.
A barge pole's not long enough to be too far away. That you need to along maybe 2 barge poles or 3 of them perhaps to be further away.
If you remember the Trick or Treat episode of Bottom with Aid Edmondson and Rick Mail, where they had the homemade cattle prod. Oh yeah, I don't know if you remember that. Something like that would be very handy there, because they're conveniently lined up, aren't they? That just strikes me. What were they doing there? Were they getting? What were they doing there?
Well, they're having a photograph taken at the premiere of a screening of the Sea Devils. Right. It's going to be shown the new edited version, the omnibus version, which is going to lead into the fishy thing. And that was Mark Ayres there, who's done some of the music. I think the producer's there as well, and you've got Russell as well. Plus, obviously, Benjamin Cook, who's butchered the Sea Devils. So that's what we have in the picture there. So,
they all look, except, I mean, Russell T Davies, obviously, you know, he's a perfect example in that photograph of what your mother used to say to you years ago when you pulled a stupid face and said, if the wind blows, you'll stay like that. He is permanently like that, isn't he? It's like that
like
rictus grin. Yeah.
It's like Wallace and Gromit, you know. It really is,
yes. But that's just four people looking very self-satisfied and proud about somebody else's work.
Yeah.
And this is the work of a lot of other people, none of whom are them. You know, it's like one of us.
They're going to change the actual music on it. Malcolm Clark's score is going to be re-edited with music from the composer who's done stuff on The Fishy Thing. So for me personally, whether you love or hate that soundtrack, I love it personally. It's very much part of it. If you change that, why you change? That's intrinsic to the atmosphere of some of the Sea Devils, to be fair. And you're going to change that? Why?
It is such a distinctive theme in the Sea Devils. It really is. Let me just thank Mark Greaves. Mark, thank you so much again. It's very kind of you. RTD's new TV show is called Russell Will Fix It, allegedly. When grants the wishes of young men, then gives them a medal. That sounds familiar. Now then, indeed.
That sounds very familiar. Yeah. It's about time they brought it back, BBC. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not tainted at all.
Schedules, strangely.
And Lex Kane, hiya Lex, thank you so much for this. With BBC losing money, I think a 2026 episode might not happen. If they lose more money, your thoughts? Plus, Awful Spin-Off might get 1 million. If they lose more money, very probably. It would be nice to see the BBC completely broken up and then what's left of it made to go subscription only. And then those that like it can pay for it and the rest of us can carry on and do something else.
What would make me laugh though, Ian, is if The Fishy Thing got better viewing figures than Shooty's stuff. That'd be wonderful because he's not in it. Because that happened last time in the episodes that he was missing from. They got better viewing figures. So,
they got better viewing figures, didn't they? Yeah. But I mean, when you look back at that photo of those four buffoons all smiling self-satisfactorily, it's like you and I could go and collect we could go and collect an award tomorrow for inventing the internet, couldn't we? We could have a photo saying we invented the internet. I mean, we didn't. We had nothing to do with it, and it was the work of entirely different people, none of whom were related to us. But we could claim the award is for that, which is exactly what they're doing. None of them. Some of those weren't even alive when the Sea Devils. Ben Cook wasn't alive when the Sea Devils was made or first broadcast in '72. None of them had anything to do with it. And they're taking the work of all these other people and they're effectively saying, this is ours now. We've put our layer on top of it. So it's ours now.
War games with the Daleks. Yeah.
If they were talented enough to produce stuff like the Sea Devils, we wouldn't have had the 2 years of shit that we've had with Gatwa or the idiocy that we had with Whittaker.
Yeah.
But they have to keep going back, just like in the same way that he was mining the legacy of Sutek and Omega and everything else. You know, God forbid you think of something original. But
well, I hope they've not changed some of the special effects in it as well. And every shot of a Sea Devil is the new ones. You know, they'll try and squeeze them in and take the classic ones out. That wouldn't surprise me, honestly. It wouldn't surprise me.
Well, I mean, the end of the War Games, the last 5 minutes of the end of the War Games was stuff that was fan footage that had nothing to do with the original story, wasn't it?
No.
So,
exactly.
yeah. We'll see. But, I don't hold out much hopes. So what, that's next week, is it?
It's next Sunday, yeah. And we'll be reviewing, we'll mention that probably in the Fishy Thing when we review the Fishy Thing, but we'll be reviewing the Fishy Thing twice a week, but we'll get more of that towards the end of the show tonight. But we'll be reviewing that, and we have a special guest joining us.
I beg your pardon?
Yes, well, more of that later. More of that later.
Okay.
Yeah.
I shall remain on tenterhooks.
Yes, yeah. Now, here we are. Thank you, Uncle Sidney, for the prompt. Wonderful.
Oh,
Now,
I've just
this
been
is
sick a
the
little.
Universe TV show, isn't it? With is it Tia Coffey? The gentleman's name is there, who's dressed like McCoy in drag.
I don't know. It just looks like a mess to me.
Interviewing Pete McTie, whatever his name is.
Which one's which?
Well, exactly, yeah. So on the left is Pete McTie, and Tia Coffey, I think his name is, which is like, obviously that's made up because that's his drag name. But why is he dressed as a drag doctor? I don't know. In fact, why is there a drag presenter on that? I still don't know. So
yeah, but then when it's not whatever that is, when it's not that, it's crystal meth, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then you're still looking and think, when it's crystal meth, you look and you think, what's that? So it's no different, really, is it?
Yeah.
But the BBC is psychopathically obsessed with drag artists.
Yeah.
Absolutely obsessed. They'd have drag artists reading the news if they could. There is something deep within the BBC that says it either has to be trans or LGBTQIA, let's face it, TQIA, obsessive, or it has to be this. I don't know. I don't know what goes on in their minds, really.
Well, they already had
where's
a huge
decent presentation gone? Where's decent presentation gone?
He's no Michael Parkinson, let's put it that way. Let's be honest, or even Terry Wogan, so or Russell Harty.
Well, look at the way it was presented in
'70.
Yeah. Look at the way it was presented in '76 with that Who's Doctor Who documentary.
Yeah.
This was the thing. Yeah. If you have a younger audience, you don't play to it like that, because that's just honestly, you treat them like adults, like Melvin Bragg did. I was hooked from start to finish as a 10-year-old. I would never have watched Melvin Bragg in a program age 10, but I did do. But Mark Greaves, that's where Angela Rayner went. Well, she's only a backbencher now, so she's got to make ends meet. She's got a £40,000 stamp duty bill to pay, hasn't she? So she'll take any gig going. Yeah, allegedly, obviously. Yeah.
But they were interviewing him on it's called the Universe show, I think it's called, which is now I think it's on once a month. I've like the show they did, the companion show they did for season 1 and 2. I did try to watch some of it, and it's unbearable. I tried watching some of this the first couple of minutes, and it was horrendous. I couldn't watch it. But the gist of it is that he was actually interviewing Pete McTie regarding the fishy thing. That's why he's on it. And they're talking about the writing and how it was devised, etc. Blah blah blah. Yeah.
Right. Sounds utterly repellent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like a car crash, really, to be honest.
But it's just the couple of minutes I watched at the start was just he was on the phone talking to Russell. And then he comes into a room and everyone says surprise, and that's where it started. Then I turned it off. So that's as far as I got. So I'm not going to watch the whole program. It's awful. Yeah.
No. I think they've just had season 6 of RuPaul's Drag Race. It's a moneymaker. Yeah, it's probably going to be RuPaul's Whoniverse show shortly, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Because was Tia Coffey? Was he in RuPaul's Drag Race? And obviously,
I think I think Uncle Sydney told me that apparently he did some drag thing, either as the Rani or someone with the Rani as well, on some kind of RuPaul's drag thing. Apparently, I remember seeing that on YouTube somewhere and thinking, oh my god, and they're already doing it with Strictly as well, haven't they? So yeah. It's
just desperate. They'll have them doing Match of the Day soon,
Haven't they already?
Good Lord. Well, I couldn't possibly.
I saw something, and a quote from Des Lynam saying about people who do sports presenting have to know about the sport they're talking about. Likewise, I agree, you have to know about Doctor Who. And these people who claim to be Doctor Who experts know nothing about Doctor Who, really. And it's like, oh, I've been a fan since 2005. Big deal, It's like.
Do you think it's? Do you think it's just an extension of stunt casting.
Was that a typo, Ian? Yeah,
I think it was. Yeah,
yeah.
and
possibly, yeah.
Just doing it for the reactions more than anything else.
Probably for the clicks, as they call them. Yes.
Yeah. Moving on. It's just left me feeling a bit bilious.
I'm not surprised. But yeah, that's what that was about. So they're pushing the drag queen thing again, and they still keep referring to him as she. I think, which doesn't make sense. It's a drag character. The person's a man. That's how it works. Drag is not a gender. That's a bizarre misnomer that people seem to have got their hands around. I don't understand that at all. Yeah.
Well, you never saw people referring to Paul O'Grady as she, did you?
Yeah.
And he had arguably the most famous drag character after Danny LaRue.
Yeah.
And nobody referred to Danny LaRue as she, did they?
Yeah.
It was Danny LaRue doing a drag act.
Yeah.
And that was
apparently
it.
If you said that in his presence, he would have smacked you because he didn't like that. But I have that good authority from someone. So,
fair enough. And Dame Edna Everage, really, you wouldn't have called Barry Humphries she, would you?
Yeah.
It was a character.
But they were good. They were well performed characters.
Yeah.
You know, and Dan LaRue was brilliant. Paul Gray was brilliant, and Barry Humphries was wonderful. You know, although I much preferred his Les Patterson character, which was hilariously uncouth, which I loved. But
absolutely. But now that all the drag ones now, they just seem to try and peddle smut. It's who can have the most sexual innuendo in a shorter space of time. I don't see the point, quite frankly. It's not clever. It's not clever humour, which you saw with the likes of.
It's just annoying. I mean, the character in what was it? The one with the Beatles last year. Forgot his name.
I have actually.
It was just annoying. It was just irritating and grating and annoying and slightly smug. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was done for the sake of it. It was done for the sake of it. Yeah. But,
Anyway, let's move on. We've got a few more things to get through. So we've a tight packed show tonight. Who are misses? So I want to touch on Peter Capaldi. Do you know that Peter Capaldi sings? You know, he sings.
Yes, but he used to be in a band, didn't he?
Yes.
He used to be in a band a while back. Yeah.
And he's doing a bit of a tour, Peter Capaldi, around the UK or something around Scotland areas, and he's coming to Edinburgh. La Belle Longère, that's where he's going to be in Edinburgh on the 27th of February.
Wow.
So,
Are you going?
So not really. I'm not really sure what sort of music he does. I thought it was a jazzy type thing, but it's not. So it's probably not really my thing. I was hoping he would be going to Edinburgh Comic Con, but that's the week before. So I was hoping he might have been there and gone to that during the day, then gone to do a show at night. That'd be lovely. But he may still come to that because he'll be in the area if he's doing a bit of a tour, Glasgow, Edinburgh way, you know, sort of thing, up to Scotland and to maybe the north of England. I'm not sure where he's going, but as it says there, the tour dates are online, so have a look there. So you can always just hang about outside and get an autograph or something and speak to him then. But
I bet he wouldn't charge you 181 quid.
He won't. Yeah.
Oh,
well, he might do what John Perry used to do and say, I'm not signing autographs, but I'll take a photograph, because that's an easy way to do it when you're swamped by hundreds of fans, which is a good idea.
Yeah, true. Well, I wish him well in that. Superb actor, excellent doctor, poorly served with naff scripts, and then appallingly treated by the show's producers. Really.
Yeah, I think he needed another couple of seasons to. I mean, by the time they got to his third season, he's really in his stride. But he needed more of that because they kind of settled down the character and got to grips with what he should have been, you know. And he was great.
He gets some decent scripts behind him. Yeah, some proper Doctor Who scripts.
But he still, we've said this many times, he still would bring a something like what's the Force of the Night, or I'm sure it's got another name online, but. He was even something like that. He lifted it off the page to his Doctor, whereas Jodie and Shooty never managed to do that with the crap that they presented us with.
No. Even his worst ones, he made them watchable. Definitely. But yeah. Well, good luck to him. Good luck to Peter Capaldi.
I'm hoping that it does well for him. I do. You're right, Woodhouse 122 about the band with Craig Ferguson, because that's how they started before he became an actor and before Craig Ferguson became a comedian. And they started off in a band, I believe, and they talk about it on Craig Ferguson's American show when he was still doing it, back in a couple of years ago.
Right. Okay. That's good. It's all interconnected, isn't it?
It is, and it's interesting. But so I don't know. Maybe someone can remind me what sort of music he does. I'm not really sure what the kind of type of music that Peter's performing, and what kind of genre of music it is. For some reason I thought it was jazz, but I don't think it is.
Right. I do not know. So we would need somebody in our fantastic chat to tell us.
Yeah.
So what's this that Jess is saying?
I think this is the dates away is going to be from February
24th, Newcastle upon Tyne. The Clun. I'm not even going to try and say that. February. Manchester from £34. Yeah. Well, if you get the opportunity to go along, please go along. Let us know.
That's cheaper than going to see Shooty, get an autograph for Shooty. You could go around 3 times with that if you want to. But
if you do, go, let us know and let us know what you think. Fantastic. Do you chaps have an email address? I have an old newspaper clipping you'll like. Well, Uncle Sydney will put there you are, whosviews1@gmail.com. You ask and we deliver. There you are. Please send your...
Sydney's on the ball tonight. I'll give him that. Yes, well done, Uncle Sydney. Yeah.
Envoy from Mirror City, thank you very much. Send it to that email address, please. And don't forget, subscribe to the channel if you don't already. Thank you very much. So, that was Peter Capaldi. What else you got for us, Paul?
Well, let me just check my notes because a packed program, like I said. Let me see what we have on here, what we've covered. Now,
I would be lost without you. You keep us straight. You really do.
Now, we do have to go into more depth about the fishy thing.
Right.
But before we do that, let's talk about Mid-Journey, though. That's a much cheerier thing.
Oh.
Now, have you seen Mid-Journey's wonderful AI animation that has the 5 Doctors cutaways, it's called there, which is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Have you seen it? Yeah,
I have. I've seen it. It is absolutely stunning. It really does maintain.
Now, apparently, it's taken from a description that Terrance had in the 5 Doctors novelisation, which I only found out afterwards.
He did have a few additional descriptive lines because, I mean, Terrance Dicks's books towards the end of his run were always generally, due to the publisher's requirements, were always around 127 pages, weren't they? So 140 if you were lucky. And so there was an awful lot that was cut out from books. But occasionally he managed to sneak in some original stuff as well, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean, originally it wasn't in the script. There could be autons in the original script, wasn't there, as well, with the Third Doctor and Sarah, or things like that. But this fantastic recreation of 22nd century Earth is wonderful. It really is good.
Yeah.
And I love the. It looks like a cross between 5 Doctors and Dimensions in Time, to be fair. But there's a lovely bit of train that goes past, which is lovely.
There is.
But the saucer, the crash saucer, is brilliant in the middle of the park. That's wonderful.
It's very evocative. You see London there being rebuilt after the devastation of the invasion. You see that Dalek saucer. There's a shot earlier. That's Susan walking away from it. Just beforehand, you see a slightly aerial shot as she walks around towards and obviously around it, where it's impacted in the ground, and it's just you can imagine that. You can imagine that's left as a memorial to what had happened. I just think it's wonderful. It's the quality of the stuff that we're seeing here. By somebody that's essentially not paid to do it, apart from his portrayals, is incredible, really incredible.
And the one thing about it is, I find the AI of some things a bit grating because it changes, but he's really got Callum Foe's likeness in this so well done. You believe it's her. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not
absolutely
jarring. Sometimes you have AI that changes. It looks at the actor, then it goes to something else, and it comes back to the actor, and it kind of flips a lot. But this was really constant and really well
Yeah.
done and beautifully edited. It's really, really lovely. You know?
Yeah. This is a much better tribute, if you like, to Susan than
Yes.
anything we saw in that last Gatwa series, where she was criminally wasted, horrendously so. But yeah, it was a wonderful piece of AI. Midjourney really is top of the pile, I think, when it comes to stuff like this. Their work is just second to none. I think I really do.
It's a very talented person, without a doubt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, on that, you may have seen he's doing a continuation. He's going to try and finish Spare Parts, and some of the
Yes.
Spare Parts animation that looks wonderful. Imagine having that on DVD. That'd be wonderful. I mean,
Oh,
I'm surprised, to be fair, Big Finish have not decided to animate their audio stories. It's another place for us to buy things, you know, because some of them, like Spare
yeah.
Parts, are very good, you know.
Yeah.
Towns
Absolutely,
of
they are.
Midnight, for instance, fantastic. But the
Yeah.
shots of Sword of Orion as well, to contain the Cyberman thing, there's bits of that as well in his trailer,
Yeah.
which looks wonderful. And some great shots of Charlie and the Eighth Doctor, really, really lovely. Absolutely superb.
Those invasion style Cybermen, but with the eyes
Yeah,
illuminated, are stunning. And he's got the walking just right. That motion. You can just imagine them walking down like a spacecraft corridor and being terrified. You know, they look so real. It's amazing. But with the additional clips of Spare Parts, that really close-up shot of the Cyberman's face with the human eyes behind and the tear, it's absolutely incredible stuff. But there was more, wasn't there, as well as Sword of Orion? Go on.
After Sword of Orion, what really, I'd seen pictures of this before, but not the actual animation, is the wonderful fantasy proposed third Dalek movie with Peter Cushing, an adaptation of The Chase, which I thought this was a chase through time and space thing that the story's called, the film's going to be called. And it looks brilliant. They're fantastic. They've got recreations of like Cushing with his straw hat on Iridius, like the first Doctor was in The Chase.
Yeah.
The shots of the mechanoid city and things like that. It looks wonderful. And
it's
I love to see that. Yeah.
It's just done in a slightly different way that evokes the era, isn't it? And it does look amazing. And we did just have a comment up, didn't we? We did just have a comment up from Sliverwolf. Could you imagine what they had done, what they would have done or could have done with some of the 100 million they had for those two Gatwa series? Is mind-blowing. If they'd given a tenth of that to Midjourney, one, I think Midjourney would be very, very happy. But two, I would imagine the stuff that they would produce would be off the charts. It's amazing stuff.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen these clips, just go to YouTube, just do Doctor Who Midjourney, all one word. It'll come up, look at the channel, and then just go to videos and look for the most recent video. It's there. It's stunning. It's well worth. Just troll the whole channel and subscribe to them as well if you don't already. Show your support to them and subscribe to them. But I'm glad to see Spare Parts back.
Yeah. There's a wonderful bit with the Chase movie of the interior of the Cushing TARDIS, and that looks wonderful as well.
Doesn't it?
Incredible. Really, the imagination of this person, Midjourney, is superb. Really is, and he's really captured that era, like you said. And it's really good that Spare Parts is back on. And obviously, it was taken down due to copyright issues, I believe. But if Big Finish are letting him continue it, good for them. Finally, to see some sense.
I think, as we said at the time when it was originally taken down, it was a bit of an unfair move, we felt, by Big Finish, because the people behind Big Finish, in their earlier formative years of 80s fandom, were effectively doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And you know, it's almost like we've got here and now we're going to stop anybody else.
Yeah, pull the ladder up kind of thing.
Exactly. Probably just in case what they're doing is better and we don't want people to see it. And if you look at Mid-Journey stuff, then yeah, it's better in my opinion. But
Yeah,
you know,
I don't understand that kind of mindset, because it's advertising your product. So
yeah,
people see that and think, oh, that looks really good. Maybe go and buy the audio. I've not heard it.
yeah,
That looks really good. So it's advertising. Like the
exactly that.
BBC having clips on channels like this. I don't understand why that could be considered to be promoting your show. Because we're not,
Mm.
it's not, you're not, making vast sums of money by charging people to watch the episode. It's bizarre. It's just odd. It's like,
It is very bizarre, isn't it? I mean, the BBC, yeah, the BBC is a separate entity, isn't it? By the fact that you would think, right, yeah, they're publicising our show, which
yeah,
will get us more viewers. But the BBC doesn't need to think that way, does it? Because it has a captive audience as far as its funding's concerned.
of 3. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So it doesn't have to try, because it's forcing people to pay for it anyway. Of course, if Trump takes away all its money, then it could get interesting. That would be very interesting. But we've still got to see on that one, haven't we? But we can but hope. But Mid-Journey, fantastic. Give them a follow, give them a subscribe, but get that video watched. It's stunning.
Yeah. And please keep up the good work. It's wonderful stuff.
Yeah, more please, more please. Glenn Piper, did we find out why Susan Foreman was in the Intergalactic Song Cosmos story? Was there a storyline behind it? Was there a storyline behind it?
Yeah, apparently there was going to be, she was going to turn up at the end of the last episode with the little girl whose name escapes me. I've forgotten her name, who happens to be her mother. Isn't that right? So it'd be the Doctor's mother is a little girl, and that's her mother. Yeah.
So a little black girl. Let's be right. Just like
the character's name now.
It was so irrelevant, wasn't it? Just like the first Doctor was allegedly a little black girl. It's not social engineering at all, is it? Really? Yeah, you're right, Sliverwolf. Maybe it's time to give Mid-Journey the money instead of Bad Wolf to do stuff for Doctor Who. I'd sooner have series like that doing the old stuff than doing the new stuff with no depth to it. Couldn't agree more. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah. Big Finish used to be excellent, says Legion of James, but they suddenly changed to quantity over quality, and the storytelling plummeted into utter nonsense and token showboating of past characters for member berries. Yeah.
Well, that's exactly it. It's like people have said before about the streaming services. It's content rather than quality content. It's just to fill the airwaves, and they can fill their website with it, allegedly, with all that stuff. And if you subscribe, you can dip into the website and you can buy things online and get them that way around. So it's a way for them to create as much content as possible. And I agree that it used to be really good quality, and it's gone really downhill massively over the past, probably since Jodie turned up, to be honest. But yeah.
But that's the thing, though, isn't it? I mean, it's like a Who show, Doctor Who related show like this, isn't it? I mean, you want to do shows regularly, but you want to make them interesting and have a decent amount of content. If you're just sort of like going live every 2 minutes all through the week, it just waters down whatever decent quality message there is there, and we wouldn't want to do that, because people would get bored, wouldn't they? And you'd just be going, you'd end up repeating yourself anyway.
Yeah.
And just having, pointless debates about the same thing. But, there we are. Derek Hart, 3308. Since Sea Devils is back next weekend, I hope they haven't done what they did with the Daleks and the War Games with their edit with Murray Gold music. Well,
it's not going to be Murray's music, but it could be someone else's music, I believe. Yeah. So.
Yeah, Benny Hill's, probably.
Yeah, well, just for that sequence of them coming out of the water, that'd be wonderful. I think the Benny Hill tune would go wonderfully there. Yeah.
Oh dear. But that was a Mid-Journey. That was quite uplifting, wasn't it? Now shall we bring everybody back down again?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. We need to talk about the fishy thing.
We giveth and we taketh away.
Yeah, so we need to talk about that before we wrap up, because the fishy thing has had screenings of the first couple of episodes. There's an embargo on it, apparently. You can't give any spoilers. There's been a couple of YouTubers who are in the know, who've been to see some of it, and they're singing its praises. And there's been a lot of trailers appearing as well, on online and on telly and stuff like that. So and a lot of behind the scenes stuff as well. Now, I have watched some of that, I'm going to admit it, and I have watched the trailers and some of the behind the scenes stuff. And what I find about it is, I think I'm going to be disappointed, I know, but it looks so much better and straighter than Doctor Who,
Hmm.
was in the
Yeah.
past couple of years. And this would be more like I want Doctor to be like, a bit more serious. I don't want it to be message driven, particularly, but it looks much straighter than what we got with Shooty. So and the quality of it looks
Yeah.
really good. If it wasn't for the fact there were sea devils in it, which I hate the fact that they're sea devils, because they look great as aliens, but they're not sea devils. And what you
Yeah.
call them, And
Yeah.
it's such a shame, because I think if there were another species and you could divorce that from it, it would be good, because then you wouldn't think about the fact that it keeps taking out the story because they're not sea devils. You know what I mean? As a fan.
But it is going to be message driven, don't you? I mean, they've written it and produced it well over a year ago now. It's in that mindset from a few years back that the world has changed, the world has moved on. There's a lot more people coming out and not even going with the environmental lines that have been so popular along the far left for several years. And it's going to be incredibly badly timed, isn't it, really? But there you go. But I know what you mean. It does look more straight, played with a straight bat. As much of a straight bat as you could have with Russell Tovey, but there we are.
I did see an interesting thing though about and obviously if you look at, there's a clip of the sea devils swimming underwater, which looks quite nice. I see sea devils, but but so that looked quite good. And they've got a character in it who was in Children of the Earth. There's a black actor, I've forgotten his name, who's in it, who was in Children of Earth, and he's come back into this series as well. So it's a continuation from that Torchwood story.
All right,
as
so
this actor coming into
character.
It. Yeah, which is quite a nice touch. He was a good character. He's quite a nasty character as far as I remember, which is good to have someone in it who's a bit of a villain. And he's not white, which is interesting. But
I've seen they've got that character, haven't they? Salt, because the name is so incredibly original, and clearly we would call Salt, and the Sea Devils would also give Salt the same name, Salt, wouldn't they? Because they're a completely different species, and yet we have the same name for stuff. But there's a character called Tide as well, isn't there? I'm assuming they mean tide as in the waves, and not the 70s and 80s detergent.
So
that's Tide.
That'd be
Tide on the right, isn't it?
So what I don't understand is, unless they have relationships with human beings, why does the one in the middle have a different look about them? That's something that I'm thinking about.
Because it doesn't look like a mask, does it? It doesn't look like a mask that we had with the
Silurians. I was thinking it could be something like that, but it's possibly not. So are they different species? Are they, not sea devils at all? Are they different aquatic species? I mean,
I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
But Russell said in his interview about this on the press launch, talking about the fact that they're going to honour Malcolm Hulke, I mentioned earlier, but this doesn't honour Malcolm Hulke at all.
No. I think Malcolm Hulke, if he was still alive, God bless him. Oh, he can still get Tide, so he can still get the detergent. Shame they didn't dump a load on this. I think if Malcolm Hulke was still alive, one, the world would be incredibly blessed. But two, I don't think he'd want anything to do with this. I think this would be one of those things where he'd be saying, please take my name off it. I do believe the guy playing Tide also played Tim Shaw in the first series with Jodie.
Oh, did he really? All right, okay.
Apparently, yeah. So he's been in the canon of the series twice now, and both times it's been shite.
Yeah. There's another
time with phenomenon.
And another thing that got me, and this is Russell's rules being broken. Russell Tovey's playing a straight man in it, and he's got a kid, but he's a gay actor. Now, the reason why I'm questioning this is because Russell says that a straight actor cannot play a gay character. So surely, on the same reasoning, that would work the same way around. Surely, wouldn't it?
I have an absolute issue with this. Yeah, I have an absolute issue with this. The activists, of which RTD is one, are always going on about equality. They all want equality, which is fine. Equality, fine. But they don't really want equality, do they? They want more than that a lot of the time. And if they want equality, then yes, okay, you can only have a gay actor playing a gay part. Absolutely fine, no problem at all. But then equality means that you can't have a gay actor playing a straight part.
Yeah.
Simple as. And
But
yet,
I think it makes a nonsense of the idea anyway of an actor as an actor. The whole point of acting, you're acting. That's the point.
yes,
So you
yeah,
use your imagination, you do research, etc., to become that character. So therefore, you can imagine what it's like to be a gay man. But it's not about. I always think it's bizarre. It's about human relationships anyway. So it should be
yeah,
amongst your range to play a gay character or a straight character because that's what you do as an actor. It's a no-brainer. It's such a
mm,
bizarre concept that has in his head that you couldn't play it. Because you can't, you do research. You can't play an astronaut and go to the moon because that's beyond the
well,
budget of the show. So you have to
no,
use your imagination. So
yeah, yeah. It's an absolute nonsense, but it just shows how RTD wants to make acting all about activism as well,
yeah.
isn't
But you're
it?
not allowed to
And
act
pushing
anymore.
an
I think people
agenda.
get cast. People now get cast. You have to play yourself now. Really, to be honest, you get cast as I'll get cast as a Scottish person if I was in something. But you're not allowed to play another character. You can't put an accent on because that be appear to be offensive to someone. It's incredible.
Yeah. Well,
And
looking
these
at
are the
those
three main
photos,
characters here. There we are. So
uh, looking at those photos there, especially the one in the middle, it's just reminding me that I need to get some wood for the fire because that's all the charisma of a
yeah.
plank of wood, really.
I have in the interviews with her, she was a bit coy. Someone asked what's the future for Unit, etc. And this is no one's going to watch it anyway. So I have a theory of a spoiler. They're going to kill off Kate Lethbridge Stewart, but that's just a theory rather than a fact. So judging by the way that Gemma was talking in the interviews, I think she may be going to be leaving the series, which is a good thing because,
Right.
like you say, put her on the fire, it'll be fine. So
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Good Lord, I don't know.
now that's the
I don't
gentleman
know.
there on the left-hand side next to Shirley
Yeah,
Ann Bingham. He's the army officer who was in Children of Earth. And I've forgotten his name, so I'm so annoyed I can't remember his name.
it's so wonderfully diverse, though, isn't it? There, just look at that six characters there, and they're all different demographics. It's so bloody BBC, isn't it? And what's this? I thought it was the war between the land and the sea. They're just marketing it here as the war between, aren't they?
Yes,
Really?
yeah. Well, it's the time you said the name. It's you've wasted a lot of time. So they should
Yeah,
have thought of
yeah.
that beforehand and made it that simple. That short.
Well, it was always the time that they announced it was when lots and lots and lots of far left activists were shouting about from the river to the sea, weren't they, with
Yeah,
anti-Israel propaganda, and I think they were playing on that really. So trying to be hip and with it and show how finger on the pulse they were, and of course, again, things have moved on and they're left completely. Got to agree with Richard Brooks there. Redgrave is a plank. Yeah, completely. Novak Djokovic. Dear, oh dear.
Also,
Yeah.
they're repeating it on Tuesday nights on BBC Three. My God, yeah, because they are showing. So just to reiterate, they are showing this next week, next Sunday. They're showing 2 episodes on the Sunday night. I think it's 8:30 till 9:20, then 9:20 till 10:05 or whatever it is, something like that.
Mm,
And they're showing the Sea Devils, the classic original Sea Devils, not the classic because they're bugging about with it. Showing that prior to it as a lead into it. So really bizarrely, like we said before, how come you don't have to have any knowledge about Doctor Who, classic Who, but yet they're showing this as a companion piece in the same way they showed the Primers of Mars
yeah.
and did this Tales of the TARDIS thing to make sure you're up to speed.
Yeah.
You know?
It's what a premise. Let's just have this standalone miniseries that you need to watch a program from 1972, from
Yeah.
53 years ago. You have to watch a program from 53 years ago just so you know what's going. That's more of a question about the narrative of the program in itself, that it can't exist in a self-contained format, isn't it, really?
Well, yeah, I mean, you'd like to think when they do it, they'll explain what the relationship with the Sea Devils, Aqua people, whatever they're going to call them, are in the story
Aquakind.
to get the backstory of the fact that they were there first. You know, which is
But the fact
which is
that
the
they're
most
calling them
genius part of the entire thing.
the fact that they're calling them Aquakind is just, the Sea Devils and the Silurians referred to themselves and each other as Sea Devils. So, and RTD's now saying the name's racist and they're Aquakind. It's just
Well,
beyond.
I agree that they are Sea Devils to us as fans, and they'll always be Sea Devils to us. But that in Warriors of the Deep, that was a bit of a canon cock up, wasn't it? Let's be honest.
Yes, it was.
They weren't really
Yes, it
called
was.
that, But I'm with you. These are, for us, they're always Sea Devils, whatever they're going to be called, because that's what Declan Mulholland called them in the Sea Devils when he saw one. He was in shock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of a bit like the Ice Warriors. That was a name that was coined by someone else. It's not their name. You know what I mean?
That's right. And the doctor himself, was it in the Sea Devils where he said that the Silurians should have been called the Eocenes?
Yeah.
And yet then again in Warriors of the Deep is back to calling them Silurians again anyway.
Yeah. They didn't say our aquatic Eocene brothers. They didn't say that, which they should have done, So
yeah.
Mr. Levine, where were you when that happened? I know he had a hell of a time with that. I know when all the rewrites for that particular story. So it was tricky,
Yeah. Problem being, I was just, if Uncle Sydney could pop, thank you, Uncle Sydney. Problem being, PB, hello, mate. Good to see you. And thank you for your modding and our other mods. Thank you. Delicious, she's in there too. Who's going to get any clarity from watching the Sea Devils and then watching this? They will be sitting there going, they're not even the same. And absolutely right. Totally agree with you, mate. Totally
I'm
agree
hoping
with
that
you.
people are watching go, the ones in 72 were much better, weren't they? for the not we who are watching it, yeah. So
how is the Sea Devils racist, asks Rick Storm. It's not, it just is in RTD's head. But then a lot of things are wrong and vicious and racist, allegedly, in RTD's head. And yeah.
If he's going to be in a real world context of the story, what would he react to if he saw a Sea Devil, attacking him on a fort when it was dark?
Yeah.
What would you do? You wouldn't kind of say, "Oh, Aquakind." You wouldn't say that. You wouldn't. You
wouldn't stop there as it's trying to shoot you down, which is what it did. Especially when it's chasing the Doctor. You wouldn't stop and say, "Before I scream and run away, can you just tell me what your pronouns are, please?"
Yeah.
Because you're dead, aren't you? But there we are. I did miss, actually, we had a super chat from Lex. Lex, I do apologise, I'm reading this late. Did you hear the sad story of a special needs boy who was going to put the Christmas lights on in his town and they cancelled him putting them on? Very sad news, what they did. I didn't hear that. I don't know what town it was, but I think if you're going to lead a special needs child into thinking that he's going to be doing the Christmas lights and then whip that away from them, then that's an exceptionally cruel thing to do. So I hadn't seen it, no, but it's shocking, absolutely shocking. But thank you, Lex, again for your super chat. That's very kind. Thank you. I'm sorry that it's late reading that one out. PB, they're racist because he needs an excuse to create racism.
Yeah,
he does this though, doesn't he? He does this. It's just another form of gaslighting. He creates a situation and then says he's fixing it, like the great savior. Just like he'd already, because we know series 1 and 2 with Gatwa was done at the same time. So just at the end of series 1 of Gatwa, when series 2 was already in the can, he's saying, we haven't had diverse writers. Let's see what I can do about that, knowing full well he already had 4 diverse writers in the next series, all shit. And then he comes along and says, look, we've got diverse writers. I sorted the problem out. Well, he created the problem as well because he wrote all the stories and he could have made it diverse from the word go, but he didn't. And that's what he does. He creates a situation.
Being diverse, just having other people rather than just him would have been a good idea, regardless of ethnicity, whether there's somebody else, a different mindset in the pot kind of thing, Do
you mean somebody a bit talented in writing?
Yeah, like they did in the first series, So a first series of the original Russell T Davies run.
But again, and we've touched on this, haven't we? He wouldn't, because all the other writers did stuff that was better than him.
Yeah.
Every single time. Better than him. Which is why he won't do it. Really. Never mind. Have we got anything else on the list, Paul?
Now, let me have a little look, just fresh my memory. I want before we move on to something else, if I do find something, maybe want to reiterate about our reviews, as we're talking about, as we are talking about the war between, or the fishy thing, or whatever you want to call it, then we are planning to review the episodes, but not on the Sunday night. We're going to do it during the week. So Uncle Sydney can correct me if I'm wrong on this, Uncle Sydney, but we're going to be doing Mondays and Thursdays, I think, and do 2 episodes a week. So we'll do obviously part 1 on the Monday and part 2 on the Thursday, and so on until we get through all 5. God help us. And but
we got through Gatwa's series, mate. We'll manage.
Yeah, but we'll give a very special guest on coming back next week. To do it next Thursday. We're going to have a show next Thursday. We're going to bring someone back who's been sadly missed on our shows. Now, can you guess who that person might be? And he'll be there for the reviews as well. Is it
Kirsty?
Kirsty?
Is it Emilio?
Not Kirsty. You're getting close. You're getting close.
It's not Kirsty. It's not Emilio. It's not Phil.
Not Phil. No. Phil's only coming on again if you do time lapse again.
Is it George? Is it George?
Not George, but George might be coming. They may all be coming, actually.
Michael. Is it George or Michael, or is it George Michael? I don't know. Is it Michael or George? Is it? I'm running out of names.
A lot of people turning up to that particular show, but
is it Bedweer? Bedweer?
No, not Bedweer. Not Bedweer. No. But you're getting warm. You're getting warm.
Okay, I've run out of names. I can't literally think of any other names.
Yes. Let me think. I think they've got it. I think they have it. I think they've got it.
Oh.
They have just previously had a couple of mentions of the man himself, JT. Yes, he's going to be coming next week. Yay! So we're doing a bit of a catch-up show next week, and they'll be joining us for the reviews of the fishy thing, which I'm sure you'll have missed his take on things, and we have as well. So it'd be lovely to have him back, and we're looking forward to it massively. So that'll be wonderful.
Absolutely. Now, Funky 1463, don't subject JT to this early into his recovery. Understand where you're coming from, but from our position, have you ever tried to stop him? He is a force of nature, and nothing can keep that gentleman down. So we are very, very mindful of JT's health and well-being, and he is only doing these because he's feeling that he is up to it. And so that's absolutely a consideration, of course. Funky 1463, absolutely. But
and it's all the viewers' love and messages they've been sending him that's really kept him going as well. So he really appreciates that. So he's been down to come back for ages. So I'm hoping that next week we'll be back on Thursday with JT in the helm again, which will be lovely.
So that's our general catch up on Thursday, isn't it? And then we're going to be looking at the fish things in the following week. So there you have it. So it seems like people are quite excited about that. That's lovely.
Yeah,
that's lovely. Cool.
And I think we may have a few other guests coming on as well. Faces we've not seen for a while, in order to welcome JT back too and help him catch up with what he's missed. So there may be George may be there, Michael might be there, Emilio might be there. Who knows? But there might be a few familiar faces popping in to say hi as well. So fingers crossed that'll be on Thursday.
Marvelous. So, that'd be great. Absolutely great. Did you have anything else on your list?
No, I think we've crammed in quite a lot, Ian. I think I've covered everything as far as I can see. I should have been a doctor.
I would be lost. I would be lost without you and your list. I seriously would. I'd
I think that and Uncle Sidney's prompting really helped as well, because I was going off track a little bit myself. But thank you.
He has given us the odd jab in the right direction, hasn't he? God bless him. So we are back Thursday live at 8 p.m. Welcoming back the wonderful JT into the fold, and that'll be great. That'll be good. We're all looking forward to that. Paul Ashworth, thank you for your super chat, mate. Thank you, Mr. JT. You are a legend. Absolutely he is. Yeah, in the annals of live streaming, he is indeed a legend. I'm glad I read that right and didn't say leg end, because that would have been awkward.
Yeah. and you're right. You're right, Raymond. A professional at last. Yes.
Do you think he'll be putting a lid on the tangents?
I think we would put on the naughty step if we do, probably. If it was like
We need a Who's Views special every now and again. Tangents.
Or like you do in
Ian.
Zoom, you get put in the other room kind of thing, but like that, you know. The breakout room. Get in that breakout room and don't come out till you've sorted yourself out. Yeah.
Time out, yeah. RD Animations for, I missed that one. And Uncle Sydney's so quick on the trigger finger. RD Animation Films and Model Builds. That was a bit of a mouthful, but looking forward to seeing JT. Yes, we are. It'll be great. Fantastic. Right. Well, the chat has been really going some. We've had well over 220 people in the chat or watching us, which is fantastic. Thank you to all of you for that. Like I said, subscribe if you can. Do the thumbs up, please. And also, very important as we try to claw our way back as far as the algorithm is concerned on the Tube of Who. I don't say it as well as JT does. He just off the tongue, isn't it? But that thing, please also put your comments in as well, because comments and replies to comments and everything else generates a lot of movement on the algorithm as well. So subscribe if you're not, like if you can, and put comments, please. We will do our best to reply to them as well, which will really help. Thank you. So I think having said that, Paul, all that remains to be said, once again, is please have a good week. Thanks for tonight joining us, and it's a good night from me.
And it's a good night from him. Good night.
Good night.